Respected scholars, brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. The event of Ghadeer is without a doubt the most famous event in the history of the religion of Islam. And indeed at the same time is seen as one of the most narrated events within the history of the religion. At every century, from the 1st until the 14th century after Hijrah, and this year we are in the 14th century after Hijrah, you find that every century there have been scholars, both Sunni and Shi'a, who have declared that the day of Ghadeer was a unanimous day, who have declared the event of Ghadeer as being a unanimous event. Nobody within the Sunni or the Shia ulama has denied that the event of Ghadeer took place. For you find that unanimous within the works is that Ali ibn Abi Talib definitely had a statement made about him at an area known as Khum, and the statement was فَمَنْ كُنْتُ مَوْلَى فَهَذَا عَلِيٌّ مَوْلَى. That statement has been narrated in every generation of our brothers in Ahl Sunnah and in our books. If you look at the first generation of the companions, the famous of them, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, Talha, Zubair, Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas, Abd al-Rahman bin Auf, others such as the Abadila like Abdullah bin Umar, or Abdullah bin Abbas, or Abdullah bin Mas'ud, others such as Khuzaymah bin Thabit al-Ansari, Salman, Abu Dhar, Miqdad, Ammar. In that first generation, all of them have narrated that Rasulullah stopped at a place by the name Khum and made an announcement about Ali. In the generation after that, the likes of Sa'id ibn Jubair narrate the incident of Ghadeer. In the generation after that, the likes of Sufyan al-Thawri narrate about the incident of Ghadeer. In the generation after that, Imam al-Shafi'i narrates about what happened in Ghadeer. In the generation after that, you find, for example, Imam al-Bukhari in his Tarikh, not in the Sahih, in the Tarikh, narrates the incident of Ghadeer. In the generation after that, Imam al-Nasa'i narrates the incident of Ghadeer. In the generation after that, you'll name the likes of Ghazali, Suyuti, Tahawi, Shawkani, all the most famous of the ulama of Ahl Sunnah. All of them say that the incident of Ghadeer is a reliable incident. In other words, 1400 years of scholarship, all of them are unanimous that yes, there was a statement made. The statement was فَمَنْ كُنْتُ مَوْلَى فَهَذَا عَلِيٌّ مَوْلَى. It was made in the last days of the life of Rasulullah. It was made in and around the period of the pilgrimage of the Prophet before he died. Therefore you find there is no incident in the history of the religion of Islam which has been narrated from so many different people like the incident of Ghadeer. That the likes of Abu Ja'far al-Tabari or Ibn Uqda or the likes of others who have looked at this area have written books about the different chains of Ghadeer. You see, a hadith may have one chain, correct? Ghadeer has up to 250 different chains who say they were there at Ghadeer and they saw what happened with Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen. Someone asks the question here. You say therefore that Ali ibn Abi Talib was chosen on the day of Ghadeer, he was announced? We say yes. Say to Ahl Sunnah, say that he was announced as Man Kuntu Mawla, Fahada Ali Mawla, we say yes. They said, then why is it that a lot of our brothers from Ahl Sunnah do not take Ali ibn Abi Talib and do not take the incident of Ghadeer like we take it? Say, what do you mean? Who told you that the way we see Ghadeer is the way Ahl Sunnah are made to see Ghadeer? What do I mean? You see, when you ask our brothers from Ahl Sunnah, what happened at the day of Ghadeer? What did the Prophet mean when he said, فَمَنْ كُنْتُ مَوْلَى فَهَذَا عَلِيٌّ مَوْلَى? You know what they say? Yemen, Khalid ibn Walid, booty. Say, sorry? Say Yemen, Khalid ibn Walid, and the taxes of Yemen. Say, hold on. What's that got to do with Man Kuntu Mawla Fa'ada Ali Mawla? Say, yes. Man Kuntu Mawla Fa'ada Ali Mawla means what? There was a fight in Yemen involving Ali and Khalid. Rasulullah resolved it at Hajj. You see, sometimes you think that Ghadeer, as seen by us, is seen by everyone the same, correct or no? One of the biggest tricks played in Islamic history was to change the context of Ghadeer to push it away from Ali ibn Abi Talib. When you ask any follower of Ahl Bayt, what happened at Ghadeer? They say Imam Ali's hand was risen in front of 100,000 people and they were told that Ali ibn Abi Talib is the Prophet's successor, correct or no? You go to our Ahl Sunnah brothers today, those who have studied, you ask them, do you know about Ghadeer? They're like, yes. Do you agree with it? Yes. What happened? Yemen, Khoms, Khalid. Say, excuse me, what are you talking about? Say, well, haven't you read our books properly? Say, we have. Said, do you believe in Ghadeer? Said, yes, we do. But it doesn't refer to Ali. Because they hated Ali, Rasulullah made an announcement because the word Mawla means friend. So when Rasulullah said, فَمَنْ كُنْتُ مَوْلَى فَهَذَا عَلِيٌّ مَوْلَى, because they didn't like him, so Rasulullah said, whoever I am a friend of, Ali is his friend as well. You need to understand the delicacy of Ghadeer is not as easy as it seems. To most of us, because we are in the mosque and hear the same lectures, we assume the whole world sees the day of Ghadeer as we do. Not at all. You enter a proper debate with one of our brothers from another school in Islam. He'll tell you, what are you talking about? Ali ibn Abi Talib was chosen. Ali ibn Abi Talib had a skirmish and Rasulullah resolved the skirmish And he told the companions, Man kuntu mawla, fahada Ali mawla. Question, was Ali ibn Abi Talib with Rasulullah on the way to Hajj that year or no? Answer, no. If you ask many followers of the Bayt, when Rasulullah left Medina to go to Mecca for Hajj that year, was Ali ibn Abi Talib with him? Not at all. Of course he wasn't with him. Ali ibn Abi Talib was in Yemen. Rasulullah was in Medina. They were in two completely different areas. The moment you understand the politics behind Medina and Yemen, then you'll understand Ghadeer. There may be some turning around thinking, hold on, I thought the whole of my life that Rasulullah went to Hajj from Medina towards Mecca and Ali was with him. No, he wasn't with him. He was in Yemen. Let me explain to you the background of Ghadeer in order that we're able to alleviate this myth. Because now on the internet, we are being bombarded that Ghadeer was the day Rasulullah resolved a fight between Khalid and Ali. And that's it. Nothing else. There was no announcement and there was nothing more. And they are right when they say Ali was in Yemen. Ali ibn Abi Talib wasn't in Medina when Rasulullah went for Hajj. Ali ibn Abi Talib was in Yemen. Let me examine in order that you understand Ghadeer inside out. Because there's a number of key questions here. Ali ibn Abi Talib was sent by Rasulullah in the 10th year after Hijrah. After Mubahala, he was sent to the land of Yemen. He was sent there, Khalid ibn Walid was sent there, and Abu Musa al-Ash'ari was sent there. Rasulullah is in Medina. Ali has gone to Yemen. In other words, they are far away from each other at that time. Imam had two issues he needed to sort out in Yemen. The first issue Imam Ali needed to sort out in Yemen was to bring the people of Yemen towards Islam. Many places had become Muslim, but Yemen was a bit difficult to bring towards Islam. Therefore, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib had to go to Yemen. Khalid ibn Walid went, Abu Musa al-Ash'ari went. Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib within a couple of days converted the whole of Yemen towards the religion of Islam. Yes? Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib, the way he speaks, that's why they call him Nahj al-Balagha, the peak of eloquence. His eloquence alone is far above any companion of Rasulullah. Yes? Ali ibn Abi Talib, forget his bravery. Forget that every Sufi has to go back to him. His eloquence alone is in a different league to anyone else. These Yemenis joined. The other task Imam had with these companions who had gone to Yemen is to collect the taxes of people living in Yemen. Correct or no? We had mentioned Mubahala, when a non-Muslim lives in a Muslim state, you have to pay taxes. Correct or no? You pay these taxes. Imam had gone to collect. Some of these companions had collected as well. What would they collect? Some would collect gold, silver, armor, depending on what the expedition was. The narration mentions that Rasulullah was informed by Allah, you have to go on Hajj. Rasulullah had never done Hajj in his life. His first Hajj was a year before or a few months before he died, correct or no? His first Hajj was called what? Was in the 10th year after Hijrah. Rasulullah was informed by his Lord, you and your companions have to leave Mecca and you have to go towards Hajj. What did he do? First, he ensured a letter was sent to Yemen. Send a letter to Yemen. Tell Ali ibn Abi Talib to meet me on the outskirts of Mecca. So we will go into Mecca together. Imam Ali is where? Yemen, correct? Rasulullah is where? Medina. Rasulullah gathers all the companions. They all come with him. They go and wear their ihram where? Those of you been to Hajj, when we leave Medina, where do we wear ihram? Masjid Shajara. They go to Masjid Shajara. All of them wore their ihram. Some of them brought the animals with them, others didn't bring their animals with them, and their intention was what? That we'll go towards the house if Allah honors us, either Umrah, if after Umrah Tamattu, inshallah we do Hajj, correct or no? Because you first start off doing what? Umrah. You finish Umrah, you do Ibadah for the next few days, or in some cases you chill for the next few days, and then what do? And then you go on to do your main Hajj. Now, Rasulullah stopped there at Masjid Shajara, all of them wore their ihram. As they were leaving, it was quite a walk. As they were leaving, they said, Ya Rasulullah, our feet are hurting us. It's quite a long journey. So he said, go and get some milk, rub it with the sand and put your feet. Let it rub on your feet. The Sahaba rubbed their feet. They said, we have never walked like we walked after that day. Yes? Rasulullah helped them. All of them came together and they left 5 days before Dhul Hijjah. Yes? Ghadeer is when? 18th of Dhul Hijjah. Yes? They left 5 days before the Hijjah. They went down from Medina. Where are we going? To Mecca, yes? Ali ibn Abi Talib is where? Yemen. Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib went ahead of his companions who were with him in Yemen. He said to them, listen. He said, I'm going to meet the Prophet Muhammad. He has told me to come and meet him before he gets to the Hajj. I will go ahead of you. All of you come and meet me. I'm going to leave behind some clothing, some armor, some gold, some silver. And I want you to come and join me there. When Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib went, he met Rasulullah, they congratulated each other. He said to him, how many animals do you have for sacrifice? He said, I have 34. He said, how many do you have? He said, I have 66. He said, very good. He said to him, are you ready? He said, we're all ready, Ya Rasulullah. The others came and joined. The others, when they came and joined, our brothers in Ahlul Sunnah, what do they say? Say, one group of the others came and said, Ya Rasulullah, we have a complaint to make. And another one, Ali ibn Abi Talib, complained about them. The first group complained to Rasulullah that Ali ibn Abi Talib took more of the taxes of Yemen for himself than he gave to us. Yes? So supposedly Khalid ibn al-Walid and Buraidah were angered at Ali ibn Abi Talib's behavior. And they had a hatred for him, and they came and told Rasulullah about this hatred. Likewise, Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib, when he saw his companions joining on the outskirts of Mecca, he said, what are you doing wearing this armor? What are you doing wearing this cloth? His deputy said, I gave it to them. He said, didn't I tell you no one can use this? This is belonging to the Muslims. What do you mean all of you are wearing it? Rasulullah distributes it as he wants. They were angered, they came to Rasulullah. When they came to Rasulullah, and understand this point, is this after Hajj or before Hajj? After, this is what? Before Hajj. This Hajj hasn't occurred yet. They're still on the outskirts of Mecca. They came, Khalid and Buraidah complained to Rasulullah. Point here, our brothers in Ahlul Sunnah always tell us the Sahaba all loved each other. You're saying Ghadeer is that Rasulullah put Ali's hand up and said, whoever I'm his friend, now Ali is his friend. I don't like you being enemies of Ali. That must mean there was hatred to Ali, correct or no? That must mean there's a complaint about Ali. So Rasulullah looked at them. He said, what's your issue? They said, Ali ibn Abi Talib has angered us because of what's happened in Yemen. He said, no, one thing. Never anger Ali ibn Abi Talib. For whatever Ali ibn Abi Talib does is in line with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ali ibn Abi Talib is harsh against his enemies, but he's never deceitful in his religion. None of you should ever anger Ali ibn Abi Talib. I don't accept this from any of you. That's it. Case closed. This idea that Khalid ibn Walid, the reason he had a fight, so Rasulullah stopped everyone at Ghadeer to try and resolve the issue. The issue was resolved before Hajj, not after Hajj. The issue, Ghadeer, happened after Hajj, correct or no? Hajj finished, Eid finished, everyone was going back home, Ghadeer happened. The issue of Khalid and Walid in Yemen was resolved way before. But you see, subhanAllah, what they've done? Now on the internet, everywhere, there are now articles. Shi'a, let's tell you what happened at Ghadeer. Khalid had a problem with Ali and Rasulullah resolved it. My first point always is, if Khalid had a problem with Ali, you put yourself in a right mess, yes? Because if Khalid has a problem with Ali, these Sahaba certainly don't like each other. That's number one. But number two, the issue was resolved before Hajj. What's the best proofs therefore that Ghadeer had nothing to do with a fight between Khalid and Imam Ali and was completely about Imam Ali's announcement? I'll tell you what the proofs are. The first proof is the sermon of Ghadeer. You see, Hajj finished, everyone was going back home. I read an interesting article on the internet I'd like to share with you, yes? Someone wrote, why doesn't Rasulullah say to everyone at Hajj that Ali is his successor, yes? Why does he have to wait for Ghadeer? Everyone's come to Hajj, correct or no? You see, now this year we all go to Hajj, correct? Is it better that you make an announcement at Jeddah airport, or is it better that you make the announcement at Arafah? Someone will say, it's better you make the announcement at Arafah, because all the Muslims have to be at Arafah between that period of Dhuhr and Maghrib, correct or no? Whereas Jeddah airport, some might be going, and this is what the article says, some of the Iraqis have to go to Iraq, yes? MashaAllah, now our concern is who? The Iraqis, yes? The article says these Shia are stupid. The Iraqis, they're not gonna, after Hajj, you see Mecca's here, Medina's here, correct or no? The Iraqis are not gonna head towards Ghadeer, Khum and Medina. The Iraqis are gonna take a different direction. So they said these Shia are stupid because the Iraqis had to go a different direction. If Rasulullah had done Ali's announcement as Hajj, then the Iraqis could have listened. I'm stupid? Yes. So which Iraqis? Said the people of Kufa, they couldn't hear Ali ibn Abi Talib's announcement because they would go a different direction to Ghadeer. There were no Muslims in Kufa at the time, Habibi. Yes? When you want to be a historian, make sure you have class as a historian. Yes? Don't mess about with the historians. Yes? Hold yourself back sometimes. He says the people of Kufa would have missed the announcement. Kufa was founded 7 years after Ghadeer. Yes? Relax. When you try and say that we are stupid about what we believe, there were no Iraqi Shia at the time, there were no Iraqi Sunni, there were no Iraqi Muslims. Sa'ad bin Abi Waqqas founded Kufa 7 years after Hajj. Don't worry, there were no Iraqis booking plane tickets to go to Hajj that year, yes? He says, how about the Yemenis? The Yemenis, Ali ibn Abi Talib just made them Muslim. What do you think? The first day of Islam, they're going to book a ticket to go to Hajj? No! Rasulullah, number 3, doesn't wait to say, in my opinion, the announcement should be here. Rasulullah waits for the heavens, correct or no? Rasulullah waits. When does the heaven reveal to me? That's when I will announce, correct or no? He says, and the narration mentions, that's Rasulullah. The people who are all going back. Majority of the people who have come to Hajj have come from which country, which city? Majority of people who come to Hajj from where? Medina, correct or no? So the way back from Mecca to Medina, that's the majority of the people, yes? Where was Islam, realistically? Where did Islam flourish? Medina, correct or no? Today you could say the Lebanese, today you could say the Syrians. Let's say there was a handful, maybe, a handful. The majority of the people are going which way? Medina, yes? So, Rasulullah, when he's returning from Mecca to Medina, can Rasulullah himself say, well, you know what, I feel like announcing Ali ibn Abi Talib now. وَمَا يَنْطِقُ عَنِ الْهَوَىٰ إِنْ هُوَ إِلَّا وَحْيٌ يُوحَىٰ. Rasulullah doesn't speak of his own will, he speaks of revelations from his Lord.